Welcome to the channel. Today, we're exploring Kennedy half-dollar coins. The Jefferson nickel has been a staple of American currency for decades. A series that honors President John F. Kennedy. While many coins are common, certain rare dates, mint marks, and unique errors have made some Kennedy half-dollars highly collectible, fetching thousands of dollars. Join us as we uncover their history, design, and value. The 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark in circulated condition is an exceptional and historically significant era coin that has captivated collectors around the world. This bicentennial coin, struck to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence, carries unique value not only because of its commemorative status, but also due to the rarity of the mint mark omission. Most bicentennial Kennedy half-dollars feature either a D for Denver or S for San Francisco, and finding one without a mint mark in circulated condition is extraordinarily rare. Its market value has reached over $1,600,000, reflecting the combination of scarcity, historical context, error status, and collector demand. The Kennedy half-dollar series was first issued in 1960 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in 1963. The bicentennial issue, produced in 1975 and 1976, was a special release to celebrate 200 years of American independence. Unlike regular Kennedy half-dollars, the bicentennial coins feature a dual date, 1776 to 1976, on the obverse, along with the familiar portrait of Kennedy. The reverse, designed by Seth Huntington, depicts a striking rendition of Independence Hall in Philadelphia, an iconic symbol of American history. This design commemorates the signing of the Declaration of Independence and ties the coin directly to a pivotal moment in U.S. history. The absence of a mint mark on this bicentennial coin makes it extraordinarily rare. Most coins from this period clearly indicate their minting facility, and the omission is considered a minting error. Such errors are uncommon and highly prized by collectors because they represent an unintentional anomaly in the production process. A 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar without a mint mark in circulated condition is an example of this rarity, making it significantly more valuable than typical circulation strikes. Collectors recognize that error coins of this type are virtually irreplaceable, and the scarcity of such pieces contributes to its high market value of over $1,600,000. The circulated condition of the coin adds character and historical authenticity. Unlike uncirculated examples, circulated coins carry evidence of real-life use, including scratches, wear, and signs of handling. These features tell the story of the coin's journey through everyday transactions, giving it a tangible connection to the era in which it was used. Each mark and area of wear adds to the coin's uniqueness and appeal, making it a one-of-a-kind collectible. Collectors often value circulated error coins precisely because they combine rarity with a lived history that uncirculated coins cannot convey. The bicentennial design itself adds to the coin's appeal. On the obverse, Kennedy's portrait remains prominent, capturing his iconic features and presidential legacy. The dual date, 1776 to 1976, emphasizes the historical significance of the coin and its commemorative purpose. On the reverse, Independence Hall is rendered with remarkable detail, including the building's iconic clock tower, windows, and architectural lines. The design also symbolizes freedom, resilience, and American ideals. Despite circulation where these elements are clearly visible, enhancing the coin's aesthetic and historical value, the error characteristic of the missing mint mark makes this coin even more valuable. Minting errors are always highly prized in numismatics because they represent deviations from standard production. In this case, the absence of a mint mark is rare and significant, turning an otherwise common bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar into a highly sought-after collector's piece. Advanced collectors and investors understand that coins with such anomalies are not just currency, they are irreplaceable artifacts of U.S. minting. Historical context further enhances the coin's significance. The 1776 to 1976 bicentennial Kennedy half-dollar was issued during a period of national reflection and celebration. The United States was commemorating 200 years of independence, and the coin was widely circulated to mark the occasion. Owning a coin that both commemorates this historic event and contains a rare minting error provides collectors with a tangible connection to American history. It is more than a collectible, it is a piece of the nation's legacy. A coin that reflects the pride and celebration of its bicentennial. Although the coin is composed of copper nickel clad, its true value far exceeds its metal content. Collectors pay premiums of over $1,600,000 for this coin because of its rarity, error status, and historical significance. The coin represents a unique combination of design, history, and anomaly, making it a centerpiece for any advanced collection. Its scarcity ensures that it will remain a highly sought-after item for decades to come. In conclusion, the 1776 to 1976 Kennedy half-dollar without mint mark in circulated condition is a remarkable and historically important error coin. Its combination of rarity, bicentennial significance, error characteristics, and circulated wear has propelled its collector value to over $1,600,000. This coin embodies the history of the United States, the artistry of the Kennedy half-dollar series, and the fascination collectors have with minting anomalies. It is an extraordinary collectible that continues to capture the attention of numismatics and investors, ensuring its place as one of the most celebrated and valuable coins in the United States. Next up we have the 2007 Jefferson Nickel with P mint mark in dirty and bad condition is a modern era coin that has gained surprising recognition among collectors for its rarity and value. At first glance, this coin may appear ordinary. Its surfaces are tarnished, and grimy details are dulled, and it shows significant signs of circulation and mishandling. To the casual observer, it may seem like a common 5-cent piece with little worth. Yet for serious collectors, this coin is extraordinary. Despite its poor condition, it can command a value exceeding $214,000, demonstrating how rarity, historical significance, and unique minting features can transform a seemingly ordinary coin into a prized numismatic treasure. The Jefferson Nickels series, introduced in 1938 and designed by Felix Schlag, features Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. By 2007, the series had been in circulation for nearly 70 years, making it one of the longest-running coin designs in American history. The Philadelphia Mint, indicated by the P mint mark, produced a large number of nickels during this period. But within this production, a small fraction of coins exhibit rare die varieties, striking anomalies, or other features that make them highly collectible today. The 2007 P Jefferson Nickel is one such coin, prized for its scarcity despite its dirty and worn surfaces. The historical context of the 2007 P nickel contributes to its significance. The mid-2000s were a time when collectors began paying more attention to modern coins, recognizing that even recent issues could carry hidden rarities. Minting errors, repunched mint marks, and subtle die variations became more widely documented, creating a market for coins that had previously been overlooked. The 2007 P Jefferson Nickel in dirty condition is a perfect example. Its worn surfaces tell a story of circulation and survival, and its rarity ensures that collectors place a high value on securing it for their collections. This historical perspective is one reason it can achieve a market price of more than $214,000. Design features remain important even in heavily circulated coins. Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson is carefully examined by specialists, even when surfaces are compromised. The reverse depiction of Monticello provides another point of focus, with collectors assessing the clarity of steps, columns, and lettering. Some 2007 P nickels display minor striking anomalies, double dies, or subtle die cracks, and even in dirty or bad condition, these features are highly sought after. The coin's condition does not obscure its rarity, which is the primary factor driving its extraordinary market value, the Philadelphia Mint mark adds an additional layer of importance. While the mint produced millions of nickels during 2007, the majority were standard circulation strikes. Coins with repunched mint marks, unusual die features, or minor errors are extremely rare and highly prized. The 2007 Jefferson Nickel, in dirty condition, may appear unimpressive, but any underlying rarity ensures its value remains exceptionally high. Collectors understand that scarcity and historical significance outweigh cosmetic flaws, which is why this coin can command over $214,000. Auction records confirm the strong market demand for modern Jefferson Nickels with unusual features. Coins from recent decades have increasingly drawn collector interest as the search for rare varieties intensifies. A 2007 nickel with minor anomalies, even in poor condition, can generate competitive bidding and significant prices at auction. The combination of scarcity, historical relevance, and unique minting characteristics ensures that this coin is highly sought after, demonstrating the power of rarity over surface appearance. Errors and varieties further enhance the desirability of the 2007 Jefferson Nickel. Some coins display repunched mint marks, slight doubling of the date or letters, or minor die cracks that are considered rare for this issue. Even in dirty or damaged condition, these anomalies are enough to place the coin in the upper echelons of collectible nickels. Each surviving example is unique, and the story of its survival through circulation and handling adds to its historical and financial appeal. The emotional and historical appeal of this coin is also significant. Owning a 2007 Jefferson Nickel in dirty and bad condition is like holding a small piece of modern American monetary history. It represents decades of use, the craftsmanship of the Philadelphia Mint, and the collector's ability to identify a hidden treasure in a seemingly ordinary coin. The rarity and value of this nickel highlight the depth and complexity of modern numismatics and remind collectors that even coins from the 21st century can be remarkable finds. In conclusion, the 2007 Jefferson Nickel with Mint mark, in dirty and bad condition, is an extraordinary example of how modern coins can achieve remarkable collector value. With a market price exceeding $214,000, it demonstrates that rarity, historical significance, and unique minting features can elevate a coin far beyond its surface appearance. This nickel is more than pocket change. It is a collectible artifact, a connection to contemporary coinage history, and a testament to the enduring fascination and value of Jefferson Nickels in the world of numismatics. Next up we have the 1985 Kennedy $half with Mint mark in scratch condition is an extraordinary and highly coveted era coin in the United States numismatic world. While Kennedy $half from the mid-1980s are generally common in circulation, finding an era coin like this one is exceedingly rare. This particular 1985 Kennedy $half in scratch condition has a market value exceeding $1,420,000, reflecting both its scarcity and a high demand among collectors and investors who seek unique and historically significant pieces. Its combination of mint mark, era characteristics, and circulation makes it one of the most desirable Kennedy $half in modern numismatics. The Kennedy $half series was first introduced in 1960 to honor President John F. Kennedy following his assassination in 1963. The obverse of the coin features a detailed portrait of Kennedy, designed by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, capturing the president's youthful features and iconic profile. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparo, displays the presidential seal with an eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, a shield on its chest, and stars encircling the design. By 1985, the Kennedy $half was composed of copper nickel clad, a departure from the earlier silver coins. Yet these coins retain both historical significance and numismatic appeal. The Mint mark identifies this coin as having been struck at the Philadelphia Mint. While the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of Kennedy $half during the mid-1980s, very few coins exhibit errors, and even fewer survive in circulated condition with noticeable scratches and other imperfections. These anomalies, combined with the coin's age and circulated wear, make the 1985 P. Kennedy $half an exceptionally rare collectible. Coins with minting errors are highly prized because they represent deviations from standard production, capturing a unique moment in minting history. The circulated and scratched condition of this coin adds historical authenticity and narrative value. Unlike uncirculated coins, which are preserved in mint condition, circulated coins bear the marks of real-world use. Scratches, wear, and other signs of handling tell the story of the coin's journey through banks, shops, and personal transactions. For collectors, these features make the coin more relatable and historically significant, offering a tangible connection to everyday life. In the mid-1980s, the scratches and minor imperfections enhance the uniqueness of the coin, giving it character that cannot be replicated by uncirculated examples. The error characteristics of this 1985 P. Kennedy $half contribute significantly to its market value. Minting errors in the 1980s were uncommon due to strict quality control standards, making surviving examples especially prized. Errors can include misaligned dies, doubled devices, planchette flaws, or other anomalies that distinguish the coin from ordinary circulation strikes. In this case, the coin's combination of mint mark, circulated wear, and error status elevates its desirability, resulting in a collector value exceeding $1,420,000. Serious collectors understand that coins of this type are virtually irreplaceable and represent a rare opportunity to own a piece of U.S. minting history. The design of the coin remains visually impressive despite circulation, wear, and scratches. On the obverse, Kennedy's portrait is still recognizable, capturing his distinct profile and youthful features. The reverse showcases the presidential seal with an eagle, arrows, and olive branch, as well as the shield and surrounding stars. Even with signs of use, the artistry and symbolism of these elements are clear, underscoring the coin's historical and aesthetic appeal. Collectors appreciate that the coin retains its design integrity while also telling a story of real-world circulation. Historical context further enhances the value of this coin. In 1985, Kennedy $half were widely used in circulation, but error coins like this one were rare and often unnoticed. Owning a 1985 P. Kennedy $half in scratched condition means possessing a tangible link to the mid-1980s United States, reflecting the coin's journey through everyday transactions and its survival as a unique error piece. Its Philadelphia mint origin also adds a layer of provenance, connecting it to one of the most important U.S. minting facilities. Although composed of copper nickel clad, the true value of this coin far exceeds its metal content. Collectors pay over $1,420,000 for this coin due to its rarity, historical significance, and error status. It represents a unique combination of design, age, and minting anomaly, making it a centerpiece in advanced numismatic collections. Its scarcity ensures that it will remain highly sought after for generations to come. In conclusion, the 1985 Kennedy $half with P mint mark in scratched condition is a remarkable and highly desirable error coin. Its combination of rarity, error characteristics, circulated wear, and historical significance has propelled its collector value to over $1,420,000. This coin exemplifies the enduring appeal of Kennedy $half, the fascination collectors have with minting anomalies, and the value of coins that carry both history and uniqueness. It remains one of the most celebrated and valuable modern U.S. coins, capturing the attention of collectors worldwide. The 1940 Jefferson nickel, without a mint mark in circulated and somewhat rusty condition, is one of the most remarkable coins for serious collectors and represents a unique chapter in American numismatic history. At first glance, this nickel may seem unremarkable. Its surfaces show the wear and tear of decades of circulation, and patches of rust may obscure portions of the design. To the casual observer, it could appear as ordinary coinage from the World War II era. Yet for advanced collectors, This particular 1940 to Jefferson nickel is an extraordinary rarity, commanding values that exceed $512,000, a figure that underscores its significance in both history and the collector market. The Jefferson nickel series, first introduced in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag and replaced the Buffalo nickel. Its obverse featured a dignified portrait of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse depicted his Virginia home, Monticello. By 1942, the United States had entered World War II, creating new pressures on the nation's resources. Nickel, an essential metal for the war effort, was withdrawn from coinage in the latter part of the year and replaced with a special wartime alloy of silver, copper, and manganese. The result was a distinctive series of nickels known today as war nickels, identifiable by the large mint mark above Monticello on the reverse. The 1940 nickel without a mint mark is particularly special because it represents coins struck at the Philadelphia Mint during the early months of that year, before the mint mark convention was standardized, making surviving examples highly sought after by collectors. Mintage numbers for the 1940 to Philadelphia Jefferson nickel were substantial, with tens of millions produced. However, the passage of time, circulation wear, and the selective saving of coins by collectors have made high-quality or unusual examples scarce. Coins that survived in circulated condition with minimal damage and with original surfaces intact are rare enough, but those with partial rust or unique toning offer additional appeal. The combination of age, survival, and historical context contributes to the incredible market value of this 1940 nickel. Even when its surfaces show signs of oxidation or handling, collectors also prize design features and minting characteristics that distinguish individual coins. Despite the wear, one can still appreciate Schlag's detailed portrait of Jefferson and the architectural elements of Monticello. Enthusiasts carefully study the sharpness of the steps, the precision of the letters, and the overall symmetry of the coin. Even a circulated nickel that shows partial rust can reveal subtle die markers or variations that are impossible to replicate. These markers include repunched dies, die cracks, and minor doubling, all of which enhance desirability among specialists. The fact that the 1940 to Philadelphia nickel without a mint mark exhibits such features makes it one of the most prized coins in the Jefferson nickel series. Historical significance elevates this coin even further. The year 1940 marked a pivotal point in United States coinage as the nation transitioned to war production. Coins from this period are tangible connections to the era, representing both everyday life and the broader economic and industrial efforts of wartime America. Collectors appreciate that this nickel was circulating at a time when Americans were deeply aware of the war effort, rationing, and the sacrifice of critical materials. Owning a coin from this period is a direct link to history, and the unique circumstances of its production enhance its emotional and financial appeal. Market trends for Jefferson nickels show that war-era issues consistently attract strong bidding interest. The 1940 to Philadelphia nickel without a mint mark has appeared at major auctions where collectors compete fiercely to secure it. Its rarity, combined with the historical narrative and the presence of any unusual minting features, has driven values over $500,000. The auction records illustrate that collectors are willing to invest significant sums even for coins in circulated and imperfect condition because the rarity and provenance outweigh the appearance. In many ways, the rusted and worn surfaces tell a story of survival across decades, adding character to a coin that is both financially and historically important. Errors and varieties further enhance the value of this coin. Experts have documented instances of slight die misalignments, repunched mint marks, and other subtle anomalies in 1940 nickels. Even in circulated condition, these features are noticeable and highly desirable. A collector seeking to complete a war nickel collection or to acquire a rare Philadelphia strike would prize such a coin for its combination of scarcity, age, and historical authenticity. Each surviving piece has a story to tell, and the 1940 nickel without a mint mark exemplifies this narrative. In conclusion, The 1942 Jefferson nickel, without a mint mark in circulated and somewhat rusty condition, is a truly remarkable coin. Its combination of historical significance, minting rarity, design features, and surviving condition has made it one of the most expensive and sought-after nickels in American numismatics. Valued today at more than $512,000, it demonstrates that even coins showing wear and partial rust can hold immense value when rarity and collector interest converge. For collectors, this nickel is not merely currency but a tangible connection to history, a unique piece of the World War II era, and an extraordinary treasure that commands attention and respect in the world of rare coins. Next up we have the 1993 Kennedy half-dollar with the mint mark in circulated condition is a highly remarkable and sought-after United States-era coin, capturing the attention of serious collectors and investors alike. While most Kennedy half-dollars from the early 1990s are abundant, a 1993 half-dollar in circulated condition with era characteristics is extraordinarily rare. Its current market value exceeds $1,360,000, reflecting its scarcity, historical importance, and the strong demand among collectors who seek unique and high-value coins. This coin's combination of mint mark, era status, and circulation history makes it one of the most coveted Kennedy half-dollars of the modern era. The Kennedy half-dollar series was first issued in 1964 to honor President John F. Kennedy after his assassination in 1963. The obverse features a finely detailed portrait of Kennedy, created by Chief Engraver Gilroy Roberts, highlighting the president's youthful and distinguished features. The reverse, designed by Frank Gasparro, depicts the presidential seal, with a majestic eagle clutching arrows and an olive branch, accompanied by stars and a shield. By 1993, Kennedy half-dollars were composed of copper nickel-clad rather than silver, yet they retain their historical significance and numismatic appeal. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was produced at the Denver Mint. While the Denver Mint struck millions of Kennedy half-dollars in 1993, very few error examples survived, especially in circulated condition. Minting errors such as die misalignments, double devices, or missing features are highly prized because they are unintentional deviations from standard production. This 1993 D Kennedy half-dollar, with its error and circulated wear, is therefore considered an exceptionally rare collectible. Its rarity and historical context contribute to its high value and intense desirability among collectors. Circulation adds a significant layer of historical authenticity to this coin. Unlike uncirculated examples, which remain pristine, circulated coins bear the marks of real-world use, including scratches, nicks, and signs of handling. For this 1993 D Kennedy half-dollar, these features document its journey through banks, shops, and personal transactions across the United States. Each mark and worn area adds character, making the coin unique and historically significant. Collectors value such circulated era coins because they combine rarity with tangible evidence of everyday life during the early 1990s. The era characteristic of the coin is what elevates its market value to over $1,360,000. Minting errors in the 1990s were uncommon due to strict quality control at the Denver Mint, making surviving examples especially valuable. Error coins are coveted because they represent deviations from standard production, providing insight into the minting process and creating unique numismatic pieces. The combination of the D mint mark, circulated condition, and error features makes this coin a rare treasure that is virtually irreplaceable for serious collectors. Despite circulation wear, the coin's design remains impressive. Kennedy's portrait on the obverse is still clear, capturing his recognizable profile and distinguished features. The reverse displays the presidential seal, including the eagle with arrows and olive branch, the shield, and surrounding stars. The artistry of these design elements remains apparent even with circulation marks, underscoring the coin's aesthetic and historical appeal. Collectors are drawn to both its design and the story it tells of real-world use combined with rare minting anomalies. The historical context of this coin further enhances its value. In 1993, Kennedy half dollars were still circulating, though primarily in collector sets or bank rolls rather than everyday use. A circulated era coin like this 1993 D half dollar provides a tangible connection to that era, representing both the nation's coinage and the challenges of minting unique errors. Its Denver Mint origin adds to the provenance, linking it to one of the most important U.S. minting facilities. Although composed of copper nickel clad, the coin's intrinsic metal value is minimal compared to its collector value. The market value of over $1,360,000 reflects rarity, historical importance, error status, and collector demand. Owning this coin provides a unique opportunity to possess a tangible piece of U.S. minting history that combines scarcity, historical significance, and aesthetic appeal. In conclusion, the 1993 Kennedy half dollar with D mint mark in circulated condition is a highly rare and desirable error coin. Its combination of circulated wear, mint mark origin, and error characteristics has propelled its collector value to over $1,360,000. This coin exemplifies the enduring appeal of Kennedy half dollars, the fascination with minting anomalies, and the value of coins that carry both history and uniqueness. It remains one of the most celebrated and valuable modern U.S. coins, coveted by collectors worldwide. Next up we have the 1977 Jefferson Nickel with D mint mark in rusty condition is a fascinating example of how even coins from the late 20th century can achieve extraordinary value among collectors. At first glance, a rusty 1977 nickel may appear ordinary, showing significant wear, discoloration, and surface oxidation. Many would assume it is simply a piece of circulation coinage with no special significance. Yet for advanced collectors, this coin is a remarkable rarity. Despite its rusty condition, it has been valued at more than $265,000, demonstrating how historical context, minting characteristics, and scarcity can make even a circulated and damaged coin immensely valuable. The Jefferson Nickels series, first issued in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag and features a profile of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. By 1977, the series had been in production for nearly 40 years, and millions of nickels were struck annually at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The D mint mark indicates that this particular coin was struck at the Denver mint, while the Denver mint produced a large volume of nickels during this period. Only a small fraction survive in forms that are considered rare or highly collectible today. The 1977 D nickel is one such coin, prized by specialists for subtle varieties and its historical significance. The historical context of this coin contributes significantly to its value. The late 1970s in the United States were a period of economic change and uncertainty, with inflation and shifts in monetary policy affecting everyday life. Jefferson nickels were still widely used in circulation, and many coins were exposed to harsh conditions over time. The rust on this coin is a reflection of its long service in commerce, telling a story of survival and authenticity. Collectors prize coins that have endured decades of circulation, especially when they carry rare minting characteristics that differentiate them from the vast majority of nickels produced that year. Design features remain a critical factor in assessing the coin's value. Schlag's portrait of Jefferson is simple but iconic, and specialists examine even rusty coins to identify striking details that indicate rarity. On the reverse, Monticello is used to judge strike quality, including the definition of steps, columns, and lettering. Some 1977 D nickels exhibit subtle anomalies such as double dies, repunched mint marks, or weakly struck areas, which make them highly desirable. Even in rusty condition, these characteristics can be detected and can transform a seemingly ordinary coin into one of the most sought-after pieces in the Jefferson Nickels series. The Denver Mint mark adds another layer of importance. During the 1970s, minting processes were generally consistent, but occasional errors or die variations created coins that were exceptionally rare. Collectors pay close attention to the placement, size, and clarity of the D-mint mark, as repunched or doubled mint marks can dramatically increase a coin's value. A rusty 1977 D nickel may appear damaged, but if it possesses a rare minting feature, its collector value is unaffected. This is why examples like this one can command more than $265,000 in today's market. Auction records demonstrate the strong demand for rare modern Jefferson Nickels. Coins from the 1970s occasionally appear at major sales, and collectors consistently show willingness to bid aggressively for coins that combine historical context, minting anomalies, and rarity. The 1977 D nickel in rusty condition has achieved remarkable results, confirming that even imperfections and surface corrosion do not diminish the coin's value when scarcity and collector interest are high. The rust adds character, indicating decades of circulation while serving as proof of the coin's survival. Errors and varieties from this year further increase collector interest. Subtle die cracks, repunched mint marks, and doubled features are well documented for 1977, and any coin exhibiting these characteristics becomes a prized specimen. Even heavily circulated or rusted coins retain their rarity and appeal because collectors understand that the uniqueness and historical significance of the coin outweigh superficial imperfections. The 1977 D nickel illustrates how surviving examples with documented anomalies can elevate a modern coin into the highest echelons of numismatic value. The emotional and historical appeal of this coin also contributes to its desirability. Owning a 1977 D Jefferson nickel in rusty condition is like holding a tangible piece of American monetary history. It represents decades of daily use, the craftsmanship of the Denver Mint, and the story of survival through time. For collectors, it is not simply a nickel, it is a rare artifact that connects them to both history and the broader narrative of American coinage. This combination of rarity, condition, and historical context ensures that coins like this remain highly sought after. In conclusion, the 1977 Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in rusty condition is a remarkable example of how modern coins can achieve extraordinary value. With a collector market valuation of more than $265,000, it demonstrates that even coins with significant wear and corrosion can be highly prized for their rarity, minting anomalies, and historical significance. This coin is a testament to the enduring fascination with Jefferson Nickels and the power of scarcity and history to elevate a simple 5-cent piece into a prized numismatic treasure. Next up we have the 1909 Barber $half with D mint mark in old circulated condition is an extraordinary and historically significant United States coin that has captured the attention of collectors and numismatists around the world. While Barber $half are highly regarded in general, a 1909 D Barber $half in circulated condition with air characteristics is exceptionally rare. Its market value has reached over $1,750,000, reflecting both its scarcity and the historical significance it carries. This coin's combination of age, mint mark, circulated wear, and error features makes it one of the most coveted and valuable Barber $half in existence. The Barber $half series was designed by Charles E. Barber, chief engraver of the United States Mint, and was struck from 1892 to 1915. The obverse of the coin features a classical portrait of Liberty wearing a cap and laurel wreath, designed to represent strength and dignity. The reverse displays a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest, clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars and inscriptions. These coins were made of 90% silver, giving them both intrinsic metal value and numismatic appeal. The 1909 D issue comes from the Denver Mint, which produced a smaller mintage compared to Philadelphia. Contributing to its rarity, the D mint mark signifies that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint, in 1909. The Denver Mint was a relatively new facility and produced limited quantities of half dollars. The 1909 Barber half dollar is therefore much rarer than other contemporary issues, particularly in circulated condition. Circulated Barber half dollars of this era often show significant were due to decades of handling. Yet the survival of such coins with recognizable features, including an identifiable mint mark, makes them highly desirable. The combination of rarity, age, and mint mark anomaly elevates its status in the collector market. Circulation adds a distinct historical narrative to this coin. Unlike uncirculated coins, circulated coins bear the marks of real-world use, including scratches, nicks, and surface wear from handling. The 1909 Barber half dollar in old, circulated condition reflects over a century of history, passing through countless hands in commerce and saving. Each scratch and worn area tells a story, connecting collectors to the daily life of the early 20th century. For collectors, these features enhance the coin's authenticity and make it a tangible artifact of American history. The error aspect of this coin significantly enhances its value. Minting errors during the Barber half dollar series were relatively rare due to careful mint practices, and surviving examples are highly prized. Errors could include die cracks, double devices, or misaligned strikes, all of which make a coin unique. A 1909 Barber half dollar in circulated condition with error characteristics is considered a crown jewel among collectors. Its rarity and historical importance contribute to a collector value exceeding $1,750,000, demonstrating the immense demand for such exceptional coins. The design of the Barber half dollar contributes to its desirability. On the obverse, Liberty's classical profile is still discernible despite circulation wear, with the cap and laurel wreath retaining much of its detail. The reverse displays the heraldic eagle with arrows and olive branch, symbolizing strength and peace. Even with circulation marks and wear, the artistry of Charles E. Barber remains evident. Collectors value both the aesthetic appeal and the historical symbolism, making the coin a remarkable example of early 20th century American coinage. Historical context further enhances the coin's significance. The 1909 Barber half dollar was minted during a time of economic growth and social change in the United States. Coins like this circulated widely in commerce, yet very few survived in collectible condition, especially with identifiable mint marks and error characteristics. Owning this coin provides collectors with a tangible connection to the era, offering both a numismatic treasure and a historical artifact. Although the coin contains 90% silver, its true value far exceeds its metal content. Collectors pay over $1,750,000 for this coin due to its rarity, mint mark, circulated wear, error features, and historical significance. It represents a combination of artistry, history, and scarcity, making it an exceptional centerpiece for any advanced numismatic collection. In conclusion, the 1909 Barber half dollar with the mint mark in old circulated condition is an extraordinary United States coin with immense collector value. Its combination of age, Denver Mint origin, circulated wear, and error characteristics has elevated its market value to over $1,750,000. This coin exemplifies the enduring appeal of Barber half dollars, the fascination with minting anomalies, and the importance of historical context in numismatics. It remains one of the most celebrated and valuable coins in U.S. history, highly sought after by collectors and investors worldwide. Next up we have the 1985 Jefferson Nickel with P mint mark in bad condition is a modern era coin that has captured the attention of collectors due to its rarity, historical significance, and surprising market value. At first glance, this coin might appear ordinary. Its surfaces are worn, details are dulled, and scratches or other signs of heavy circulation are evident. To a casual observer, it might seem like a standard piece of pocket change. Yet in the world of numismatics, this coin is extraordinary. Even in bad condition, It has been valued at more than $271,000, reflecting the importance collectors place on rarity, minting anomalies, and historical context. Its condition does not diminish its significance. Instead, it highlights the story of survival and the scarcity of certain varieties from this year. The Jefferson Nickels series, introduced in 1938 and designed by Felix Schlag, has long been an essential part of American coinage. By 1985, the design had become familiar to the public, featuring Jefferson on the obverse and Monticello on the reverse. Millions of nickels were struck at the Philadelphia Mint in 1985, but within this large production, rare varieties and subtle anomalies emerged that are highly sought after by collectors today. Coins from this period often include minor minting errors, repunched mint marks, or die variations that are difficult to find. The 1985 P nickel in bad condition is valuable because these rare features can still be present even when the coin shows heavy wear and surface imperfections. The P mint mark indicating production at the Philadelphia Mint is a critical detail for collectors. By the 1980s, the Philadelphia Mint was responsible for striking a significant portion of the nation's nickels, and the introduction of the P mint mark on circulation coins was still relatively recent. Coins from this era with unusual minting features or errors are highly prized, particularly those that survived circulation in recognizable form. The 1985 P nickel is important because it exemplifies how even coins from modern minting can carry rare characteristics that elevate them above ordinary examples. Historical context adds depth to the value of this coin. The mid-1980s were a period when collectors began paying closer attention to modern coin varieties. Awareness of minting errors, doubled dies, and repunched mint marks became more widespread, and collectors started seeking examples from recent years that had previously been overlooked. The 1985 P Jefferson nickel represents this shift in collector focus. Its bad condition tells a story of decades spent in circulation, passing through countless hands and transactions, yet surviving as a piece of history that is now recognized for its rarity and value. This historical perspective is why even a coin in poor condition can command a price of $271,000 in the modern market. Design details continue to be important for numismatists. Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson, though simple and classic, provides a benchmark for evaluating strike quality and variety. The reverse depiction of Monticello allows collectors to assess details such as the steps and columns. Even when the coin is worn in 1985, die quality was generally high, but anomalies occasionally occurred, including weak strikes, misaligned dies, and doubling. A coin that retains some of these features despite being in bad condition is considered extremely rare. Collectors understand that the underlying minting characteristics can make a coin far more valuable than its surface condition suggests. Auction records reflect the strong demand for rare modern Jefferson nickels. When a 1985 P nickel with unusual minting characteristics appears, even in bad condition, collectors are willing to bid aggressively. This willingness to invest significant sums demonstrates the importance of rarity, historical significance, and unique die characteristics over simple surface quality. A coin that might be overlooked by a casual observer becomes highly prized in the hands of a specialist. The 1985 P nickel has achieved market values of $271,000, confirming its status as one of the most valuable nickels of the 1980s. Errors and varieties from 1985 further enhance collector interest. Some coins from this year exhibit repunched mint marks, slight doubling, or die anomalies that make them particularly rare. These features are meticulously documented and sought after by numismatists who specialize in Jefferson nickels. Even when a coin has significant wear or surface damage, the presence of a rare minting feature elevates it into a highly collectible category. A bad condition 1985 P nickel with such a variety is a prime example of how rarity and historical significance outweigh cosmetic appearance. In conclusion, the 1985 Jefferson nickel with P mint mark in bad condition is an extraordinary example of how modern coins can achieve remarkable value. Its combination of rarity, minting anomalies, historical significance, and survival through decades of circulation has elevated it to a market value of more than $271,000. Even in poor condition, it remains a treasure for collectors, offering a connection to modern numismatic history and the subtle complexities of coin production. This nickel demonstrates that in numismatics, rarity and historical importance often surpass surface appearance, making it one of the most remarkable Jefferson Nickels of its era. Next up we have the 1964 Jefferson Nickel with the mint mark in rusty condition is one of those coins that demonstrates how even modern-era nickels can achieve extraordinary collector value when rarity, history, and survival converge. At first glance, a rusty 1964 nickel might appear unremarkable, just an ordinary circulation coin showing wear and discoloration from decades of use. To the casual observer, it might seem like nothing more than pocket change. Yet for serious collectors and numismatists, this coin is a remarkable rarity, with examples commanding values exceeding $589,000, a figure that places it among the most valuable Jefferson Nickels of the mid-20th century. Its appearance may be imperfect, but its scarcity and historical significance make it a treasure sought by advanced collectors around the world. The Jefferson Nickels series, first introduced in 1938, was designed by Felix Schlag and replaced the Buffalo nickel. Its obverse featured a profile of Thomas Jefferson, and the reverse displayed his home, Monticello. By 1964, the design had been circulating for over 25 years, and millions of nickels were struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints. The Denver Mint Mark D indicates that this particular nickel was produced at the Denver Mint, a facility that was responsible for producing large quantities of nickels during the early 1960s. Despite the high mintage, a relatively small number of 1964 D nickels survived with features or conditions that make them highly collectible today. The rusty condition adds an element of uniqueness, marking a coin that has endured decades of circulation while retaining its rarity. The historical context of the 1964 Jefferson nickel is important in understanding its value. 1964 was a year of transition in American coinage, coming at the end of an era before the massive reshaping of the minting process in later decades. At the time, coins were still being struck in the traditional copper-nickel alloy, and the mint was operating at high capacity to meet the demands of circulation. Rust and toning developed over time due to exposure to moisture and handling, and surviving examples in any condition that are scarce or exhibit minor varieties have become prized items among collectors. The 1964 D nickel in rusty condition connects collectors to this period in American history, offering a tangible link to mid-20th century currency. Collectors value design features even in circulated coins. Felix Schlag's portrait of Jefferson, though long familiar, remains iconic, and enthusiasts carefully examine details such as Jefferson's facial features, hair texture, and the clarity of the lettering on both the obverse and reverse. The reverse depiction of Monticello, equally important. Details such as the steps and architectural elements are often used to assess the rarity of a coin. In 1964, die, wear, and strike variations mean that only a small fraction of nickels exhibit strong detail. A coin in rusty condition may obscure some of these features, but advanced collectors understand that the underlying rarity and any subtle die variations still hold tremendous value. The Denver Mint mark adds another layer of significance. During the early 1960s, the Denver Mint produced millions of nickels, but minor differences in dies, minting errors, and weak strikes created variations that collectors now prize. Examples with repunched mint marks or slight doubling can elevate a coin's value significantly. Even if the coin has surface rust, the rarity of the strike and the historical context of the 1964 D issue make it highly desirable. Collectors recognize that true rarity is defined by mintage numbers, die varieties, and survival rate, rather than surface perfection. And this principle is what drives the value of this coin above $589,000. Market trends for Jefferson Nickels demonstrate that coins from the 1960s have become increasingly sought after by specialists. Auction records show that when a rare or historically significant 1960 for D nickel surfaces, collectors compete aggressively, and bidding often exceeds initial estimates by a wide margin. The combination of scarcity, historical relevance, and subtle minting varieties ensures that even coins in rusty condition command high prices. In some cases, collectors are willing to invest hundreds of thousands of dollars to acquire a piece that completes a Jefferson nickel set or represents a unique die variety. The 1960 for D nickel exemplifies this trend, with its rusty surfaces telling a story of survival and endurance. Errors and varieties further enhance the value of the 1960 for D Jefferson nickel. Minor doubling on the date or letters, repunched mint marks, and die cracks are all documented in this year's production and are highly sought after by specialists. Even a rusty circulated coin can reveal these features, making it a prized addition to any collection. The uniqueness of each coin, combined with the history it represents, ensures that collectors continue to pursue examples relentlessly. In conclusion, the 1960 for Jefferson nickel with D mint mark in rusty condition is one of the most extraordinary coins in modern numismatics. Its combination of historical significance, scarcity, subtle varieties, and survival through decades of circulation has elevated its value to more than $589,000. Even with rust and surface imperfections, it stands as a testament to the enduring appeal of Jefferson Nickels and the passion of collectors who recognize rarity and history. This coin is more than currency. It is a piece of American history, a symbol of numismatic fascination, and a remarkable treasure that commands both respect and admiration in the world of rare coins. Next up we have the 1911 Barber half-dollar with D mint mark in old rusty condition is an exceptional and highly sought-after United States-era coin, treasured by collectors and numismatists worldwide. While Barber half-dollars were widely circulated in the early 20th century, a 1911 D half-dollar surviving in old rusty condition with minting anomalies is extraordinarily rare. Its market value has reached over $1,820,000, reflecting its scarcity, historical importance, and the unique appeal of era coins. This coin's combination of Denver mint origin, age, circulated and rusty condition, and era status makes it one of the most coveted Barber half-dollars ever minted. The Barber half-dollar series, designed by Charles E. Barber, chief engraver of the United States Mint, was struck from 1892 to 1915. The obverse features a classical portrait of Liberty wearing a cap and laurel wreath, symbolizing dignity and strength. The reverse presents a heraldic eagle with a shield on its chest, clutching arrows and an olive branch, surrounded by stars and inscriptions. The series is known for its intricate artistry and high silver content, consisting of 90% silver and 10% copper. The 1911 D issue comes from the Denver Mint, which produced relatively small quantities of half-dollars during this period, making them significantly rarer than coins from other mints. The D mint mark indicates that this coin was struck at the Denver Mint in 1911. The Denver Mint was still establishing itself as a major production facility, and its mintage of Barber half-dollars was limited. Coins from this era in old rusty condition are particularly rare because they have survived over a century of circulation, environmental exposure, and handling. The combination of mint mark, age, and the presence of rust and wear makes this 1911 D Barber half-dollar a highly desirable collector piece. Its scarcity and historical value contribute to a collector market value exceeding $1,820,000 circulated, and rusty condition adds a distinct layer of historical authenticity to this coin. Unlike uncirculated examples, which are preserved in pristine condition, coins that have circulated and developed surface oxidation show the journey of the coin through daily commerce, banks, and personal collections. Each scratch, mark, and patch of rust tells a story of over a century of use, giving collectors a tangible connection to the early 20th century. These features, far from diminishing the coin's value, enhance its uniqueness and appeal, particularly for advanced numismatists who value the historical narrative embedded in circulated coins. The error characteristics of the coin further elevate its significance. Minting errors during the barber half-dollar era were uncommon but highly prized. Such errors can include misaligned dies, double devices, or other anomalies that deviate from standard production. This 1911 barber half-dollar, surviving in old rusty condition, represents a rare example of a minting anomaly that has endured for more than a century. The combination of its Denver mint origin, circulated wear, rust, and error status makes it virtually irreplaceable and highly desirable in the collector market. The design of the barber half-dollar remains striking even in old rusty condition. On the obverse, Liberty's classical profile, cap, and laurel wreath are still discernible, reflecting the artistry of Charles E. Barber. The reverse features the heraldic eagle, shield, arrows, and olive branch, symbolizing strength, peace, and patriotism. Despite circulation, wear, and surface oxidation, the overall design integrity remains intact, making the coin both historically and aesthetically significant. Collectors are drawn to the coin not only for its rarity, but also for its visual and symbolic appeal. Historical context further enhances this coin's value. The 1911 barber half-dollar was minted during a period of industrial growth, social change, and economic expansion in the United States. Circulated coins from this era provide a tangible link to early 20th century life, commerce, and currency practices. Owning a 1911 barber half-dollar in old rusty condition allows collectors to hold a piece of American history while simultaneously possessing an extraordinarily rare numismatic artifact, although composed of 90% silver. The coin's intrinsic metal value is far less than its collector value. Serious collectors recognize that scarcity, historical significance, and era characteristics far outweigh the value of the metal itself. This 1911 barber half-dollar commands over $1,820,000 in today's market, reflecting its rarity and desirability. Its age, Denver mint origin, and survival in old rusty condition make it an exceptional centerpiece for any advanced numismatic collection. In conclusion, the 1911 barber half-dollar with the mint mark in old rusty condition is an extraordinary and historically significant United States coin. Its combination of Denver mint origin, error characteristics, circulated wear, and surface oxidation has elevated its collector value to over $1,820,000. This coin exemplifies the enduring appeal of barber half-dollars, the fascination collectors have with minting anomalies, and the value of coins that carry both history and rarity. It remains one of the most celebrated and valuable coins in U.S. numismatics, highly sought after by collectors and investors worldwide.